You know, from the north side to the west side to South Federal to the east side to Aurora, back to 5 Points, Globeville, Swansea, Park Hill. You know, I grew up, hung out, painted, spent time, made friends in every community. You know, the city, it is me. I am a part of it, and I always will be. I feel that it's a lot stronger when I create art for this city, because the city created my art, you know, in the first place. I started drawing these women, and it's just pencil on paper, but it's a woman. When I'm sketching, I'm thinking about the wall, but I'm planning it, you know, it's just blueprints. And then when I'm actually painting, my arms are moving. That's the cool thing about using a spray can, you know, is that you get this movement, and it just, you get caught up in the moment of it. When I close my eyes and I envision the neighborhood, it was like the people that I see. You know, I look at these kids and these dope head wraps and all these colors, and like just kind of have to stand back and look at the simple things, but look at them in an artistic way. I knew the neighborhood before doing the piece, before designing it, so it wasn't a matter of like searching for the inspiration, because I was already inspired by the neighborhood, and just a matter of how do I turn it into a mural.
1, 2, 3.
No matter where you are, public or private, art's gonna have an impact on the space. It completely can control the mood of whatever the space is, depending on the artwork. I've seen art change spaces from being desolate and dead to being alive and thriving. Art, you know, like, how couldn't it create an identity for the community? How couldn't it give a community some personality to it? There's no way around it. If your neighborhood has nothing but ads and billboards all over or whatever, man, that's gonna shape the identity of it without a doubt. Anything that's been placed in public to get people to look at, it's gonna change the way people think about themselves. I want people to think like artists for a minute. I want them to see a piece of artwork and maybe not think about anything else, you know, going on in the world, and just get lost in like the transition of colors and the flow, and maybe just trying to break down the process and understand how the art even came to be, or just look at the image and be happy because the image is something that's been placed there to make them happy. I think my art speaks more to the kids because I spoke to them and asked them what to paint, you know, because they're speaking through me. It was you know, it was their concepts, it was their art. I think that it's a bit stronger than some artists coming in that's just appealing to the art world. I had to start thinking about everything differently. It wasn't just like thinking about a mural, because I had never done anything on this scale. So I started just trying to simplify, like find something that, you know, didn't take a whole lot to get across the emotion and the spirit the energy of the communities. I like South Lincoln because South Lincoln reminds me of Denver before Denver changed too much, because Denver is constantly changing, and a lot of people that live here aren't even from here anymore, and a lot of things are new, but there's also this Denver vibe that the natives have, this culture. It's a way that we carry ourselves, and South Lincoln still has that feeling. You still find a lot of natives, you still find a lot of people that move and talk and act, like somebody from Denver. I understand and I identify, and my identity has been built off of a neighborhood just like that. I'm from another side of town, different area, same story, same thing. I was fortunate enough to have Emmanuel Martinez to look up to, who actually is from South Lincoln. When I was a little kid, before anybody even taught me about art, I seen the importance of Emmanuel's murals and Stephen Lucero's murals and a lot of the old school Chicano painters. And just seeing that somebody was being expressive on a wall and painting something, even if you don't necessarily know how the artist created it, I think that you can take something from it. There's a sense of pride just in the way that he uses the brush and the color. And then you start to question things, you start to learn. It's like you can just sit here and start to look at it and let your mind kind of wander, and you'll start to kind of take something from it on a whole other level. I felt it necessary to use images that Emmanuel would usually use, and it being the strong image of the female and showing her garments and those really standing out and showing her culture. But the way that I'm presenting it and the way that I'm drawing it is like a graph head would, like a graffiti writer. It's a little more contemporary, it's a little more abstract, but it's that same feeling that I wanted to capture. And I think for it being an art form that exists within this time, that's very strong right now, and people are going to catch it for that, and also take those same things that I was able to take from murals like this. Art itself took on, bits and pieces of the identity of the community, the positive elements, the things that I felt, made the community, the things that other people feel make the community. Then it started giving identity to those that maybe weren't knowledgeable about those things, or maybe not even thinking about the cultures and the more positive things in some of the communities. The art becomes about the community, and then it just sort of helps to shape this identity, but it's it's an identity that's there, that exists before I go in. I'm just kind of just like representing it in my way.
1, 2, 3.
falls, another tree grows, and that's pretty immortal. I think art is in the same way, because you sort of you plant that seed of the art that provokes a thought, and that thought inspires somebody, and in return which inspires somebody else, and it's immortal in that sense. I just want the thoughts and the people that I'm trying to represent, and those things to live on.